Welcome to the New Orleans TV Internet System. Good evening, everyone. We're broadcasting, and I say evening from here, where we're broadcasting in New Orleans, Louisiana, USA. And we're going out to the netherworld, out beyond our borders, out beyond the continental US, around the globe, okay? And we're certainly glad that you're joining us. We do live 1 hour in-depth programs for you all. We have 15 in our package, and I think one or two more being created as we speak. So it's going to be quite busy fairly soon as we start getting enough guests for each of the shows. Want to take this time to first of all welcome you. You are watching us hopefully on either Facebook Live under Bob Bockelman or under YouTube, our preference channel, R space REVUE, which while you're there, we would love for you to go ahead and hit that red subscribe word. And that way you'll know about us all the time, not just for this great show, but for all the programs that we come on. So you'll know which ones. You just have to hit it. You don't have to search. If you're not subscribed to us, you actually got to search magnifying glass and type in R space REVUE. And then you'll see my little face in a circle with a red shirt on it. Click on that, and then you'll be into my channel, and you'll be coming right into live for our show. Now we come on a little early, not only to give instructions, but also to let you all know that on your platforms, whether it's Facebook or YouTube, you are able to do live chat or public comment. Okay, as long as you've got those on public as opposed to private, and we will all see those. We will bring individual comments that the psychic or the guest need to know, or myself, and we'll actually put those on the screen. The rest will always be available in the chat block or box, whatever that's called. One other point is that if you wish to be on the show, right now we do, for those who read any of the posts, we do take reservations in 15-minute increments, starting at the 15-minute of the hour, the 30-minute, and the 45-minute. And that way our psychic is allowed to give ample time to the caller for either tarot card reading or contact with a loved one, or maybe even both, depending on how much is revealed. The key here is you will not be calling on a telephone at this point. You will be, again, using what we just talked about, that chat or comment block, public comment. On there, it will indicate your first name and a little thumbnail sketch with the particular platform you're watching on. And just say, Bob, or however you want to say it, say, I would like to speak to our psychic, or whatever words you want to put. If you do, then we will set you up for the third segment, which will be at 8:45, because we have 8:15 coming up first and 8:30 already reserved, but we have what we call Gonzo the Gorilla Tarot, and that's the last segment of the show will be dedicated to anyone who wishes to come on. Now, if we finish early with our second caller, then we certainly will start it even before that. So you need to be able to pay attention, but don't do it at the last minute, because it takes a little bit. We have to show you how to come on, and you must use Facebook Messenger. That is the key to get to the link, Facebook Messenger. Okay. Once again, you're watching and seeing our station logo for the New Orleans TV Internet System. As we mentioned, for those who are not familiar with us, we launched in February of this year. So maybe half of the programs that we have, I've created over my stint on local television over 15 years, and then over additional network for 2 years. But we have now, we'll be with the two new shows, we'll be doubling what we had. So we've got a whole great lineup for you. We program shows day and night. And so we put out a bulletin, as we call it, or a schedule is better, on Sundays usually, or Saturday night, on Facebook and YouTube, and Instagram and Twitter, showing which shows and what times and what days each of these will be. Now, even though these are all of our live shows, will get one rebroadcast during that same week. And if it was a day show, they'll get a night repeat or vice versa. Like this one will get a day show instead of that, and that'll probably done on Friday. So, but the important thing is you can always go any time of the day or night from this time that this show ends to the R space REVUE YouTube channel and watch any of the programs that are listed there. That's what's good. Those stay on there supposedly forever, at least through my shelf time. And that'll be great. We would love you to join us on any of our shows because we have them across the board. If you see a particular show that you think you know someone or yourself has the talent to showcase your talent on that show or that particular, please let me know. Also, if you know anyone you think would be good to doing their own show, we have opportunities as well. Remember, we're a new broadcasting system with a lot of time to fill up. So ask them, or you please contact me through email at Bob, B-O-B, @ R space REVUE.net. Bob at REVUE.net, or on Facebook under Bob Bockelman under Messenger. So you can contact me through either one of those places, and we'll be happy to entertain and speak with whomever you recommend or yourself about appearing or maybe doing your own show. Okay, we now have 2 minutes and counting, and we will be launching tonight's show. Now, if you're not aware of what you're watching, you're going to be seeing momentarily. This is our psychic medium hour, and it's called Talk to the Tarot. Isn't that nice? Very T4, and nothing to do with the Terminator. T4, Talk to the Tarot. And we will be bringing on our resident psychic medium who hails from California, and we'll be introducing her in a moment. All right, it's just about time. We're going to be signing off from the network station, and then you'll be seeing our intro, hear a little music, and then you'll catch me again so we can introduce our psychic and begin the show. Thank you very much. The New Orleans TV Internet Work System. Okay, Mr. Conductor, let it rip, like they said. There it is. Good evening to all those who are within the Central or the Pacific or the Eastern Standard Time zones. And I can't tell you what it's, well, it must be daytime in India because it's 11 hours ahead of us. Australia, 23 hours, so it's almost nighttime again. Anyway, we welcome all our viewers, no matter where you're located, and hopefully you enjoy our shows because that's the whole point of this situation. We Talk to the Tarot started in our second section when we were on the internet, and it was extremely well received. At that time, it was during the day in the morning, but we thought we'd try an evening at more people being home in the continental U.S. to actually call up and or at least follow the show if they're not interested in actually participating themselves. We told you how to do that, so don't hesitate to put any comments or chats about anything, and more specifically, if you'd like to be on the show. With no further ado, we wish to welcome to the show our good friend, resident psychic and medium, hailing from downtown California, Ms. Robin Denon. Welcome, Robin. How are you?
Hi,
There we
Bob.
are. Oh, she's all dressed up today. Look at her. Wow. I love that.
I thought I should.
Well, we're
People
so
can see me.
pleased. We're so pleased. I mean, it's beautiful, beautiful. How are
Thank
things
you.
going so far in California this week? You don't have any problems, meteorologically?
I'm just dealing with allergies. It's pollinated here.
Well, it's a lot better than some of the meteorological things going on.
Right. Well, yes.
Yeah.
You can talk to our second guest about that.
Now, whereabouts are you? What part of California are you broadcasting from today?
I'm in a town called Marietta, which is north of San Diego.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. Marietta. How far north?
Uh,
About an hour, half hour?
Yeah, well, downtown San Diego, it's about an hour.
Okay. Okay. Been to San Diego. Of course, I haven't been outside, so I don't know those
Yeah.
others. All right. Why don't you quickly go over the format of what you're going to offer to the folks for someone who's never seen the show before? I did, but it probably comes a lot better from you. So why don't you give us not a lengthy explanation, because we're anxious to hear our first caller who we've got a reservation for. But give us just a brief overview of what you bring to the table for these folks, and then they can see it once we actually speak to one of the callers. Go ahead.
So basically what I usually do is I shuffle the cards and I will talk to you for a few minutes because I'm naturally clairaudient. I'll put down the cards and I'll ask you if you want to ask me a question or if you want me to do kind of a general reading. The general reading will be a much shorter time than when I do my usual readings, which are about an hour.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah.
So the general reading will probably touch on one or two topics. And then if you have questions, then I'll just answer your questions. I'm naturally clairaudient, and I have my little spirits too, but I am an intuitive, and most of my what it comes through is through my I don't want to say intuition, but I'm an intuitive, so that's how I connect to people.
Got it. And without giving away your tender age, about how, well, let's tell them really, since it's been a while, we took a week or two off. Tell them once again briefly how you first noticed that you had these abilities.
Well,
I know the early age.
Right. It started when I was 18 months with spirits. I was I always had spirits around me, and I'm not afraid of them. Some people get worried about them. I don't have any problem with it. But I was about 12 when I showed a real interest, and I'm staying with my aunt, who is one of the influences of me and getting into metaphysics.
Wow.
Yeah. So I started very early, and first with astrology, and then about 18, when I was living in San Francisco, I started working with the tarot.
And then I have to ask you to tell the story about, I believe it's your grandmother or the spirit. There's a particular spirit that visits you, and I think it's your grandmother. And unfortunately, it's not always at the best time of perhaps someone else's experience. Is that correct?
Yes, that's true. When I was about 18, I went to my mother and asked her who was going to pass. I knew someone was going to pass that was blood related, and she told me it was my great grandfather. And so my great great grandmother is the one that comes to me.
I got it.
And so anyway, 3 days later he had passed. And then the story I tell is when I was talking to my aunt and I was saying someone's going to pass, but they're not going to be blood related. And 3 weeks later, my husband passed.
Wow.
And I always say, God damn it, it wasn't supposed to be my husband.
Yeah. Wrong man.
Exactly. I found a good one finally.
But anyway, well, the important thing is it's a very touching personal story, but it shows you know, what these are some of the signs that you have with regard to knowing that things are going to happen or involve someone. So I was quite surprised the first time. I was a very big skeptic. And even though we have some close friends who have been clients of Robin for many years and swore on her attributes and the wonderful history. And I don't mean that everything's going to be pot of gold, you know, that's not that, but accurate and true to life and compassionate. Like you said, if she actually saw someone was going to pass, she's not going to immediately say the first thing, "Oh, by the way, someone's dying tonight." That's not, but or yourself, if you would have a serious, she's not going to say, "Oh, you got breast cancer." Oh, no, no. She's going to say, "Look, I'm seeing something that maybe you should go check with your physician about." And that way, it's politically correct. You're not scaring them, as opposed to telling them that they have a terminal or a serious illness, which they might have. So that's the key we do here. We practice it. We're not trying to upset anyone. So if that's one of your fears holding you back, we will do our best not to do that. At the same time, we're not going to tell you exactly what day you're going to win the lottery. So because we wouldn't be doing the show, either one of us at that point. Anyway, we're a couple of minutes early, but I think it's fine time that we go ahead and let one of our callers talk to you and let everyone see how well it's done. Now, I may or may not be out of the screen, folks, but you don't need me at this point. So we want to welcome to the show our friend Adrienne. Is that right, Adrienne, or is it Adrienne? Let's see if we can get it. Okay. Do I have to do this? I think we're coming. I see her, but I don't see her in here. Do I have to do anything, Lynn? Huh? No? I can't hear. Yes or no? Okay, sorry about that, folks. There's always something, always something. She's right there at the waiting line, and we're just trying to see why we're not having her. And we just tested this before we came on. Everything was perfect. So let's see if we bear with us a moment, because she is there waiting patiently, and we certainly don't want you all to miss that. And I know she doesn't want to miss this opportunity. So let's see what the thing is. Again, unfortunately, here we have someone helping me, a very what's that word? A very capable assistant, much more knowledgeable than I'll ever be. And sometimes the functions overlap. So that's why I was asking. It was very imprudent, very rude to yell, but I was trying to find out whether I needed to bring our caller up. I'm so tempted to do it, but the assistant told me not to do it. So I don't know.
You try it if you can.
What?
You try it if you can.
Okay, just click on. All right, Adrienne, let's see if this will work. I hope so.
Oh, there I am.
Wow, Bob the Magician. Everybody, we were teasing you. We knew this all along. Anyway, welcome, Adrienne. Thank you so much for coming and for your patience hanging on.
And thanks for being there.
I'm going to introduce you to, who I know you know because you've spoken to her before. This is Robin Denon, coming all the way from San Diego. And you're coming from a near area too. So why don't we go ahead and start the conversation? And like I say, I'll be quiet and let you ladies do your stuff. Okay? There we go.
Okay, I'm going to start with, I'm going to do a general reading for you. So I'm going to start with, you have the 10 of Pentacles covering you. And 10s are usually things that are going to come through a completion cycle. And because it's the Pentacles and it shows the cornucopia, I can't say the word, but it has all these pentacles on it. Pentacles represents money. That is showing that there should be great success coming to you. Your success, there should be a successful cycle. I look at things cyclically, and so when I talk to you, usually I'm looking at a year out, something that's going to happen in the year. Other things will come to me and say, well, it's going to take a little bit longer, or it'll be a little bit shorter. But usually in the next year, this is going to happen. So what you've been working on the things that you have been working on recently, be patient because the fruition is on its way. Okay, so whatever you've been working on, you should already be seeing that. I just want to tell you, because it's at the end of the cycle, you have to remember every time there's an end of the cycle, there has to be a new beginning. So the new beginning, even though it's not showing on the cards yet, it has to show up. I'm going to say in the next 2-3 months, and you're changing your thinking about whatever you're working on. I'm going to tell you that's the way you should do it. You should come around it a different way. You should come around it almost the opposite way than what you've been thinking. You've been too short-sighted, and you need to look out. You need to look. So this is what I would tell you. What you need to do is how you are doing it is the typical way, and you need to be looking at another path. Now, that doesn't mean you give up the path you're on. And I believe this is business because it's money, right? So you want to look on a different path, but along with looking at the different path, you also have to be coming from 180-degree circle. So it's like not only are you going straight, but you're also going to, I don't want to say turn around going the other way. I should guess maybe it's a 45-degree angle, but you're going to veer off from it. Now, it's all good. I'm going to tell you it's all good. And it's going to be like an aha moment for you where you're going to go, oh, why didn't I do this before? Why wasn't I doing this before? You're going to have to settle in and get comfortable with it. So if at first it's a little bit nerve-wracking for you, just know that stick with it. Stick with it because you will see signs of, oh, it's improving. Oh, it's improving. So that's what you're going to be seeing. And it's going to be solid. I mean, you have 4 of Pentacles, which is foundation. 4s are always about foundation. So you have a good foundation to start creating this for yourself. Do you have children? Do you have a young person?
I've 2 grown children.
Okay, so this could either be a grown child of yours. It couldn't. Do you have grandchildren too?
Yes.
Okay, so what I can tell you, this is going to be the fairer of either the children or the grandchildren. So they probably won't be blonde, but they're going to be much fairer than you as far as the hair coloring.
Yeah.
And they're going to do well, but they're going to be more sensitive. So I would tell you that you might want to look at something that is more creative arts type thing, probably an empath. So that's because I know you are involved with more support type systems. This would be this is someone that's going to need it, and in a good way, in the sense that they are creative, they are empathetic, and that's, we talk about grounding. This person needs to learn how to ground. They also need to learn to protect themselves. I'm going to cry. They are, because they are so sensitive, and I don't mean this at, like, oh, they're so emotional. I don't believe that's what it's about. It's just that they are an empath, and they are compassionate and very empathetical towards people, and they I would say go into the health science, doing something that is health related or a caretaking type thing. It's going to be very exhausting to them, but it's going to be really rewarding to them. And so if I were you, I would tell you that you could be an influence on them being able to get into this kind of work and being able to manage it. Because if they don't know how to protect themselves, if they don't know how to ground themselves, they may burn out. And they have a lot to offer the world. They really have a lot to offer the world. As far as your work, you do have it down. I'm going to tell you right now, you know what you're doing. And I think that's the reason why the success is there's going to be new success for you. But right now you're coming to this completion cycle, and changing a few things it's going to grow your business. Okay. It will grow your business. There's more money coming too. I'm going to tell you, more money. Yay.
That's always good.
And it also looks like you you had it looks like that your success has been growing, or your money has been growing. So you should be, that's what I do see, and it will continue. I'm going to put more cards down for you, because I think the other thing is that if you're doing anything legal or contractual right now, don't be so much in a hurry. You need to do the research on it to make sure that you're making the right choice on it. If you're doing something that is, especially if it's contractual, if you're doing anything legal, don't expect exactly what you want. You'll probably get something out of it, but not exactly what you want. And if you want to wait a little bit, it's probably not going to make much difference. So you're going to just know that if you want more, it's probably not going to be that much more. And I don't think you're going to get everything that you want on this particular legal thing. And this may also have something contractual you're trying to, I would be very cautious. I feel like there's a man involved with this. I would be really cautious about the contract. Yeah, you make sure you read out the small print is what I would tell you. You do have the sun. The sun is the card of contentment. And even though it's reversed, I always see the sun's contentment. You may be going through a period right now where you're too busy to feel contentment. Got too much stuff going on, but it's there for you. And you may need to just slow down, or you may actually have to think about it. You go, one of the things that I do sometimes is I wake up in the morning and I go, I am so blessed. Today is a really good day, and I feel really good, and I feel blessed today. And I think that not that you're not, but sometimes we do everything automatically, and we forget to tell ourselves, oh, today, I'm really lucky to be alive, or I'm really lucky to have the life I am. And so what I would say to you is that don't forget that. Okay. I am going to put down a couple more cards, because I want to kind of see.
While you're doing that, could I interrupt? And this is going to
Sure.
be way out of left field, and so you could just tell me so in a nice way. But you were telling Adrienne about how well her finances are doing, and of course we jump for joy for that. But everything you hear on the news now is that the coronavirus is attacking all financial methodologies. So hopefully hers is not going to be tainted by the coronavirus, or you can't see into that type of situation.
Well, what I can tell you about the coronavirus, and because I'm a little familiar with viruses, that they mutate pretty quickly. I think that, yeah, it's more acute than chronic. So I think there will be some adjustments to it, but it's going to come back. The systems are going to come back. What I would say to you, though, because people are gouging right now, so I know that, yeah, I know that, but how this is not going to affect her.
Hallelujah. I didn't want you to go and say tomorrow, oh my goodness, the stock just fell another 600. What am I doing? What did Robin tell me?
I don't know if it's going to come back as high as it was, but I think that it's not like you're going to lose your shirt like 2008. Let's put it that way.
That's the important thing. It's not going too far down.
Yeah.
Sorry for that interruption.
Thank you.
But I wanted to make sure I was concerned for your funds.
So I'm going to say that you're going to be spending more time right now in the completion cycle. The new cycle around money hasn't started, and I think you're going to need to make those adjustments. So what I will say to you when I see something like this, where you're at now will continue. Okay. The cycle for you to be making more money, or the new money coming, is not here yet. And so I'm going to say 3 or 4 months from now is you're going to see the more of the insignificant increase compared to right now. Okay. Do you have questions for me?
Good.
Not really. I think I'm okay.
Are you?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
May we ask, are all of your children adults?
I have 2 adult children. I have a 34 and 36. And my grandkids are actually from a stepdaughter. She's 46.
And what are their age? Are they young, really young, or teenagers, or college, or what?
They're 12, 13, and 15.
Ooh, the rough years.
Yeah.
The rough years.
I don't get to see them too much.
Well,
So-
maybe that's better. When they go through the turmoil that they're going to be going through nowadays. Anyway, I'm sorry to intrude on your personal life, but
No, thanks.
lovely to know about it. So no other questions? And there's no one you want to see or hear from on the other side? Nothing on that? Don't have to. We're not for. We don't want to embarrass. You know.
That's okay.
Are you sure? Okay. Okay, great.
Yeah, I may contact you later. I mean, I have a sister on the other side. You want to see if you can contact her?
What's her name and how old was she when she passed?
Sherry, and she was 46.
Oh, she was young. Oh gosh. Okay, so all right. I hope I don't make you cry.
Oh my goodness, I didn't mean to do this. I'm getting worried now.
It was really hard for her. I mean, she was really sad through the whole, and obviously at 46, that's really young. She's okay. And was there, I don't feel like, did she have children?
One child.
Okay.
One daughter.
She spends a lot of time with her. Her daughter should know that, she helps her from the other side a lot, and she's there for her. So sometimes when her daughter is I think that I don't know if her daughter deals with any kind of depression or anything, but she should know that her mother's always there, and she oh, I'm gonna cry. She protects her when she gets into a mood where kind of in a down mood or anything, that her mother there it comes in and brings light to her and tries to raises her up. As far as the way she sees you, she thinks you're very competent and capable, and you don't need her as much but she does appreciate you, what you brought to her life as a sister. Okay, that it was you made her life easier in a lot of ways, and she was really. I'm going to cry again. When I say I'm going to cry, it means I know I can feel it. Okay, she felt she was really lucky to have you as a sister, and that you really gave a lot to her, and you made her life, it's kind of like, I want to say, you made her life worth living because of all the things that you did for her, not just the support and how you looked at life. You gave her, I think there was something in her life that sometimes she didn't always feel maybe engaged in, but you brought that to her. You helped her be more engaged, if that makes sense.
Thanks.
Wow, sorry. I hope I didn't disturb you with that, but I'm always curious on that aspect, and I think it was a lovely to hear that. I really enjoyed it, even though hopefully you did as much. Okay.
I'll let her daughter know.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
I'm glad you're going to do that, because she really needs to know that, and because I think sometimes she knows something's going on, but she doesn't realize it's her mother giving her light.
Okay. All right, Adrienne, thank you so much for making our show this evening a real delight. And I'm glad everything went well for you as best we can. Keep that money going. And
I will. Thank you.
Don't hesitate to check back with Robin on another episode, okay?
Thank you so much, Bob. Thanks, Robin.
Please have a good evening. Okay. Now, folks, you might have been noticing that there's some little things, a little train running at the bottom of the show. What we've done is installed permanent. Now we can take it off, but we think it's important for you to know how, because I don't even think I asked Robin in the beginning. I try and ask at the beginning, in the intro, and also at the end of the show for our guests to give what modes that they can be contacted by from the audience. And obviously it's not just snail mail or a telephone call. So social media are our big situations, but here Robin has chosen the best method for her is her email address. Robin, you want to give it to him, or you want me to tell him how you want to do it?
Well, I can tell them robindenon@gmail.com, and it's my first name and last name. You can also find me on Facebook as a psychic, so you'd want to put my name with the comma psychic on it.
Notice, please, that the Robin is not the bird spelling; it's with a Y, ROBYNDENNEN. So at gmail.com. So please give her a chance to converse with you. I think everyone we've talked to, I mean, they always haven't been happy things, and even some of these things weren't the happiest, but at the same time, I think it was very well received. Now we put in we have another caller. Unfortunately, I don't see her on the screen yet. So,
Oh.
Oop, sorry, wrong lady. So let's see. Wait, is this someone new? Looks like someone new's coming on. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Let me see if I need to. Okay, welcome. And this is, that was a quickie. This is Jennifer. And Jennifer, I think you said you're calling or chatting with us from Nashville. Is that true?
Yes, from Nashville.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm so glad we can hear you. Folks, this is not Jennifer's best picture. Let me tell you that. You almost saw it for a moment there, but this is really how, and this would be a true caller. If we wouldn't be an audio video station, if you'd be like everybody else and using the old telephone, then you wouldn't be seen at all. Here we've got a wonderful representation of Jennifer, but the most important thing is her voice. So Jennifer, I'm going to let you speak, of course, to Robin Denon, and I'm going to keep the back seat, and hopefully I won't interrupt you, but sometimes some things are just right for me to say, and hopefully you take that in a grain of salt. Okay. Jennifer, Robin, y'all have at it. Go ahead.
Oh, I just want to mention that Jennifer was a mile from the tornado in Nashville.
Oh, a mile?
Yes, 2 miles exactly from my house. But
no damage, hopefully, to y'all?
No, not here. But
oh, hallelujah!
So I was lucky, but it was still scary.
Well, of course. I mean, it's Mother Nature is nothing to fool with, especially today. She's all over the place. I mean, she doesn't know. She's bringing things to places that never had those kind of things before. I know we do. So
I know. And you just never think it's going to happen to you or where you're at.
It's always the other guy or lady. That's exactly right. Well, don't let me take too much of it, but we're happy you're safe, and hopefully your friends and family are also as well. Now, as I say, go ahead and let's see how you and Robin are going to interact. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, Jennifer. Well, let's start. First of all, you do have, okay. I'm laughing because I see a young man around you. So
oh my goodness. That's why she doesn't want to be seen.
I do see a young man. I mean, and you're going to feel like he's too young. I also think that you're not going to necessarily think very well of him. So wow. I don't. This may be someone that you work with more than, but it is someone that is interested in you. So I'm going to tell you right now that there may be someone at work that is interested in you, or even neighborhood. And you're definitely, I don't think he knows how old you are, is what it is.
Oh,
yeah, because I can't think of anybody at work. So
that's not nice. That's not nice, Robin.
When you're out in Nashville on the honky tonk, but there's definitely a young man. And if you think he's young, he's probably young. So don't pretend, or don't think that he's not, in the sense, he might be older than what I think, but he is going to be young. He's going to be very attracted to you. I think, I know, huh? We all wish that. I think that also what I see is that you're going to be kind of harsh. So for yourself, what I would say to you is that even though you may not be interested in him, you need to still keep a positive attitude. And because what will happen is he's, like I always say, keep your mojo going. It would be, you need to take what is happening there and realize that it's an experience that you should be aware of, and that to keep yourself going is that this is an opportunity to be more, what kind of man do you want to have in your life? Okay. And so this is an experience of okay, this is what's attracted to me right now. Do I want that to be attracted to me, or do I want something else? And if you want something else, then you have to look at, what do I need to change in what I'm doing so I can get that something else. Okay. You have the Hierophant below you, and so what I would say to you with the Hierophant is that this is, this is about spirituality. It also is more of more of traditional religion. So right now that you are probably processing stuff regarding traditional religion, and how that fits in your life. And I think, I know you a little bit, I know that I know about your background. I think this also may be about someone who's passed, and that you do need to do something in the church for her. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I you know how she is. She wants to be acknowledged, and I think
Like I think in my mother, maybe.
yeah, I think your mother. She wants to be acknowledged. So I think you need to do something to acknowledge her, and I do believe it's in the church. Did she have something about incense? Did she?
The only thing I think it was maybe lighting the candles for her in church, but
Yeah, well, there's something else. There's going to be. Do they ever put? I don't know the Catholic Church that well. Do they put flowers or anything like that, or do you do anything besides light the candles?
well, like at Easter, they have, like during the Mass at Easter, they do all the incense and all that for the holiday.
Okay.
Unless maybe that.
Okay, yes, because I just said that it was about the incense. So it's Easter time, so all of that makes sense. So what? She probably wants you to go to church on Easter.
Oh, and I'll go back for Easter and go to church with my father at Easter. So
okay, and then I just want you to do something kind for your mother in recognition of your mother through the church. I also will tell you that it's not just lighting the candle, but there's something else she wants you to do.
Go to the cemetery, probably.
Yeah, with flowers, right?
The flowers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what
even I can say that.
Yeah. She's here. Let's just say obviously she's here because she's just talking and telling me what she wants from you. All right.
That's her.
Yeah.
Has she passed a while ago?
It's five. It's going on 6 years this summer. Yes.
Wow. Okay. So it's been a little bit of time. Okay. Still fresh, but not a year or so. I was interested because there's so much of this stuff here, which seems to be normally associated with like right at death or right past that, maybe the first year. But again, just like us Catholics, I knew a little bit about it. Every year, November, we're supposed to go and visit our graves. Some of them clean the graves in the Cajun countries, and of course, bring new floral bouquets and crosses and stuff. So all that is integral to the church with regard to recognition of the dead for the days of the All Saints Day and All Souls Day, they call it. That's November 2nd and November 3rd. So don't just do it for Easter. Let's help Mom out on November 2, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. I'll be quiet now. Go ahead, Robin.
Okay, so you also have, the death card, which does not mean death, okay? But what it is representative is you are going to be going through a big change, and it's going to be significant for you. You're going to, I was talking to Adrienne about her finding her way. I guess must be a cycle because I see the same thing with you, Jennifer. I see you finding your way. And go for it. Okay. Don't question yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Go for it because you can make it happen. And in fact, you really do. You have to take that leap of faith and okay, so this is what I would say to you. You should take the leap of faith and know that it's going to work out for you in a good way, where it's going to be really recognizable, and that you can just go forward and it's there. You're on the right path. And this is interesting that both you and Adrienne, paths came up. The right path, or what going forward and it's going to be an easy walk on that path for you. And I think I'm laughing because it's kind of like you're ornery enough. Instead of doubting yourself, you're ready to go for it. And that's what I'm seeing. You're going to have a really wild cycle. Okay. I'm just going to warn you now. It's going to be a wild cycle, and enjoy it. Don't have doubt. Don't doubt yourself at all.
Is it going to be another move?
No? Oh, you know what? Let me hold on. I got to see where.
I think that wild cycles where that young man's coming in.
Well,
even if it's only temporary, it's a cycle.
Actually, Jennifer, it is showing a new job.
Oh.
It does show the job a little farther down. You are going to be happy, and the stars there too. So the move isn't there yet with the death. I don't see. Let me see if I see the Chariot anywhere. Oh, you have.
I was just wondering when you said there's going to be a wild ride and another big change, if you saw that. But that's okay. I'm just wondering if that was part of it.
The tower is coming up too. So when the tower shows up, it means a physical move.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be home. It can be work or a job. It's not here yet, but this is obviously you're on the right path. You're ready to get off the right path, off the wrong path. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you are on the right path as far as where you're thinking, not only where you want to live physically, but also what you want to do about your work or job situation. There's something that's going to come up, and I do believe that this is about a man a little bit.
I hope the young man doesn't live far away.
Well, no. I do believe that this is about a man in the situation where he's going to be influencing how that path looks. Okay, so in the sense that something would be like that, like a recruiter, he's going to help you find the path that you want to be. Or you meet someone and they give you an inspiration and you're going, why do I feel like I need to stay here? Why don't I feel like I could go somewhere? And that's kind of what's happened recently in the past, is you made the decision to move from one place to the other. This is different. This is different in the sense that what's going forward is more local, right? That you're kind of getting comfortable being in Nashville, but not only that, now you see an open door, not even door, the path widening. That's the good way of saying it. The path widening for you. So there's plenty of room for you to do what you want.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Thanks. I hope.
Well, you also have the King of Pentacles, and you have the Page of Cups, and obviously, well, at least if you're going to meet someone, there's going to be some money with them, so that's good, right? But I think that King Pentacles is on its way for you. I really do, and he's going to be part of that widening that path. That path is going to widen for you, and as it widens for you, you're going, why am I keeping myself in this stuck narrow, cobblestone path when I can create a whole freeway to get to where I need to be?
I know who it is. It's a new upcoming young country and western singer.
I think
solves all the problems, the money, everything. The celebrity. There it is, Bob the Intuitor.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably get the sidekick.
I'm going with that program. I'm putting my money on that ticket. Go ahead. I'm sorry, ladies. I just got to.
I like it. She needs to hear it. You also have the Fool, and remember how I was talking. You have the Fool as the last card on the 10-card spread, and it is reversed. But I always use the Fool as all things possible, and that gets right back to that path. Not instead of getting off that the little cobblestone path, you get on the freeway, and that's what's going on with you. This Fool, there's you're looking. I can only do this. I can only do that, but really you can do all things are possible for you. So I obviously I don't think where you're at is the right place. I think even the place you're living is not quite right. I already can tell you it's not right. It's not right at all. I think you're in the wrong place physically, in the wrong place where you're located in Nashville. And then as far as your work, that part is there is a you're not in the right place. I mean, both of them, you're not in the right place. That's basically what I'm saying. And you're keeping your path too narrow. You have so much to offer. Not only do you have a lot to offer, but you have a lot of things coming to you. And there's still work to be done, but it's going to get there. And I believe that it's going to be close to the end of the year. If I would say after September, and it may go as long as March. So what I'm saying is that path widening is going to probably be close to September, but it's going to probably until March of the next year, it will be working on itself to get larger and larger and larger.
Okay, well that's positive. That's good.
Yeah.
But don't be afraid to make changes. Don't be afraid to, whatever happens to me, don't panic. Just go.
Right. Exactly. Don't panic and expect something bigger and better coming to you, because you're not panicking. If you panic, what's going to happen? You're going to stay where you're at, and you don't want to stay where you're at. There is something, and I do believe I do believe there's a man really involved with this. Someone that is really romantic based. He's a good man. I'm going to tell you right now, he's a good man and he's generous.
He's over 18.
Well, he's over 18. I'm going to say he's probably getting close to my age, but not as old as me.
Oh, wait a minute.
So he's older than me, you're saying?
Yeah, he's not as old as me. No, I think he's going to be a little bit older than you. I don't think less than 5. I think closer to 3 years. And he's going to be in pretty good. Physically, he's going to be in pretty good shape for someone his age. Okay, and I do feel like there's what's the word? Gosh, what is it? Kind of like when you're classy. Okay, he's going to be kind of a man.
Like refined type person?
You're in Nashville, probably not that refined.
Oh,
You're saying the men here in Nashville aren't refined?
He's really hitting hard now, below the country and western belt.
So he's going to be sort of a southerner.
He got to be. Seems like he's got to be.
Yeah, exactly. I think that he's going to be a southerner. I think that he's, like he probably wears cowboy boots, but he's going to wear slacks, right? Not jeans necessarily at times, because he's in business. He probably runs a business, or he's high up in a business, not the CEO, but good manager, a good sales manager, probably at that point.
But he wears cowboy boots.
Well, maybe he keeps the pants over them. You only see the bottom part, and you might not know. He just wears pointy shoes, Like, this guy's got narrow feet, something like that, I have to ask one question, Jennifer. When you may not be germane to anything, but when you moved to Nashville, was it also a major change in your career or passion, or was it? We don't need to know the reason, but I was just wondering. Once you got there, was it a major business change or career change?
It was a decision. I did have a change in my career and where I was, and so that's why I chose to come back to Nashville.
Come back to okay. I didn't know you were from Nashville. Okay.
No, I lived someplace else, and so I moved back here, and so it was by my choice.
I got it. So
I decided to come back. Yes.
Sure. So you're comfortable with your surroundings because you've been there before.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. So you just need to keep your lookout for the man and not worry about where you're watching the street signs. That's it.
Right.
You got it.
Exactly.
Stay out of the tornadoes way too.
Oh, God, don't start. Even back on that. On the coronavirus with poor Adrian.
Either way, you're doomed. So
you're right.
Nice positive, Jennifer.
Yeah. Not nice to have those choices. Anything else you might ask? Again, our potential third caller has decided not to, or is not able to call in. So we have extra time since we normally would do a third segment. But it's all yours if you care. Now, if Robin's done such a bang-up job, which he always does, but if there's anything else that either one of you two want to share, please feel free, and because you got at least 5 or 10 minutes to do that before we sign off. Okay?
Well, do you see anything else, Robin?
Yeah, you know what, Jennifer? This is going to be a really good time for you. You have the sun and the star right next to each other.
The sun and
Oh my God.
And
Yeah.
you have the Ace of Wands. Of course, it's reversed, but you know how I read the sun and star. I never read. It doesn't matter if they're right or reversed. I always read them as positive. It just sometimes it takes a little bit more work or it takes a little bit longer. But you've got you and a trip. You got a trip going on. You may even go to the Bahamas or someplace like that.
I'm going to Mexico, so in May.
Yeah.
You're not afraid of the coronavirus, Sam?
Well, I'm just not going to think about it right now.
Okay. What part? Maybe we ask what part of Mexico you're going?
To Cabo. I'm just hoping
nice.
it doesn't. It's by who knows? We'll see. Hopefully.
Yeah. I have a feeling by the end of the month, most of it will be taken care of. To be honest with you. Viruses mutate, so that might be the case. As far as your money is going,
here it is.
Yeah. The money is it's not coming. I don't want to say it's not coming as quickly, but so you have the 10 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles, and they're both reversed. So that's showing that it's all in flux. It's all in flux right now, which it is in flux.
So Pentacles are in flux?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know. Well,
you got to see a doctor right away. Your Pentacles are in flux.
Both of them are change. They're agents of change, and nothing has been decided at this point. And so you can, if you had a 7, I would say you need to take actions if you want to change it. And working on getting a new job, just know it's going to be delayed. So you're going to have to work hard at it. It's not going to be something that just comes to you naturally. It's like sometimes like someone calling you up and say, hey, this job, and it was like a friend or someone. It's not going to be like that. You're going to have to work at it. If you use a recruiter, you have to send the resume. You have to do all of that type of stuff. So, or if you use, or if you're doing it on your own, answering an ad or something like that, you're going to have to do all that work, and setting up stuff.
Do you think the money will be with the job when I find a job? Do you think that I'll at least, make at least what I'm making?
God, you got so many men around you. You should go out.
Oh my goodness! Wait a minute.
I don't know where they're at because I don't see them. But
well, don't go out in the storm looking. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I see more men than I see money for you.
Oh my goodness! There's where the money's going. Oh no, Robin, are you sure?
So there is new money, but it's way down the deck. So I'm gonna tell you finding another job or finding a right situation may take you a little bit of time. And with you, I said September through. Did I say September and March with you? Did I say that with you?
Not anything. Not the job you did, and so I'm not sure. So you're saying it could take all the way till September to find a new job.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's going to be that. It might be. Was it Adrian that I brought the September through March?
I remember you saying one of them that it would be near the end of the year, but I thought that was Jennifer, not Adrian.
Well, you said that there was going to be a change. That there's going to be a pathway opening.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay. All right, that makes sense. Yeah, if it comes early, it isn't completed. Meaning that as far as with money, if it comes earlier than let's say September, it's not finished. So there are other things don't just because, let's just say a job, just because someone offered you a certain amount of money, which you don't think is acceptable, doesn't mean that you won't get it down the road. Okay. So just know that, and sometimes it's like, where you do it 3 months, after 3 months, you can have a review. That would be something that would show, okay, let's say you get it as early as June. It takes 3 months. You get 3 months of being on probation. At the end of probation, they offered, so this is something to think about while looking for a job. They offered to up you to equity or offer you $5,000 or $10,000 more than what you're making. So I don't want you to get discouraged where you find a job that you think you'd really like. And they're not offering you enough money. You can negotiate that you'll do 3 months of probation and then you want to be at this amount of money. Do you understand what I'm
So
saying?
you're saying I may find a job that it may not pay what I want, but that doesn't mean down the road that I can't make more money at that particular time.
Right. I don't think you're going to be making much less. I don't think you're going to make less than what you're making. But getting to a good 5,000 to 10,000 more than what you're making, you may go as a across the board, but you can negotiate that you get an increase after you finish your probation. So I want you to think about that when you're looking for a job, that even if any job, I want you to negotiate a probationary period increase.
Do you think where I'm at now, do you think I'm okay where I'm at right now for the time being?
Yeah, they're not doing anything. All I can say is you want to leave there as fast as you can, but do it with methodically. Do it methodically. Don't be in that big of a hurry, but you know what the situation is.
Right.
You don't want to be there. And I mean, go ahead.
Have you ever worked or considered nonprofit, or is that just way below? I mean, like, in some of the executive directorships or high management positions of an ongoing. Have you ever considered that, or you done that and it's not your style, or what you?
No, I haven't. No, I have never done that. But I mean, I guess I've never really looked into it. So.
Well, I've been working on both sides. I'm very big, even though I was in a for-profit world for 30 years in the first retirement. But I got involved with nonprofits, helping them out, not really being an employee, and marketing and really learning how to do the business, because most of my mom and pop shops in the beginning, just like for-profit. But there's numerous opportunities with consulting with perhaps your knowledge that you gain and experience in your for-profit career. I'm saying don't close the door, and maybe if this is an opening period or looking period, why not check some of them out and see which ones are in your community and see, what they're involved. If anything either meets your interest level, and then, explore what possibilities there be. Even if you start being a board member for free, it's great networking, and it gives you a good insight into the city area that you're working in. I'm sorry, I'm not a recruiter, but it is.
I was going to say that might be a great way to meet that man.
Oh, there it is! There it is. How did I not see it? I was looking at country and western, but it's in the nonprofit area.
Yeah, they have donors,
big donors, some big donors, right? Exactly. Those fundraiser parties can be the galas are very nice. So,
well, is the man going to be? Am I going to meet him at work? Is that, or you can't see that?
I don't think you're going to meet. Well, not at the job you're at. I don't think so.
I know that, but
I think it is when you're out. I think it is. It could be through I know someone. Anyway, it could be while you're out, but I with friends, or it could be a friend of a friend of a friend, that type of thing.
Yeah.
But he's definitely. I'd date him. Let's just put it that way. I'm too old for him, but I would date him. It's not just one. There's going to be a couple of them. The younger man is the one that's going to be the most bold. The other ones are going to be more subtle.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be interesting.
And one of the things I can say to you is do not. If someone, don't think that he's not interested in you, like the older man. If you think that, he's just giving me a line, or he's not interested in me, don't think that, because he's more interested than you think.
There you go. And check out his net worth always.
And he's single. And to make it even better, he's single. So yeah. So you won't.
That'll help.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be a real dilemma. It's divorce. Things are like divorce. Very easy today. So look at the bank account first. That's the important thing.
You want to see his portfolio, right?
Okay. All right. We're going to have to nip this in the bud, unless there's a final word or two that you want to portray, Robin.
Just keep going. Be bold.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
Jennifer, we wish you the best, and we really appreciate you helping us move along with the show and getting it restarted, because this is only our second time doing such, and we really appreciate you spending some time with us. And hopefully, I didn't interrupt your reading too
no,
well.
it was
But
fun, and thanks for having me. And Robin is great. So
oh, good,
as,
that's so sweet.
Thank
as
you.
always, yes,
We love it. We love it. That's why we keep it every week. All right, dear. Well, listen, thank you. Take care. And please get back to Robin. Let us know who that lucky man is. We want to
Yeah.
know, okay?
yeah, I will. All right, thank you.
I'll be at the wedding when it
There
comes.
you go.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
me.
And
Okay,
bye-bye, dear.
bye bye.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank
Bye bye.
you. All right, there we are. There we are.
That was fun. Oh.